Gentrification. What most call gentrification, I call forced exodus. If properly equipped, gentrification can be a good thing. Black people definitely need to exodus from this white man's world, from this system, from the perversions of this white man's world and this system. I tell people over and over again, you're not going to win playing their game. So now they want to gentrify. They want to move you out of their cities, out of their ghettos, out of their states, out of their communities. And we're going to cry about it, whine about it, complain. Where are we going to go? We don't have any place to go. We can't send our kids to school, and where are we going to live? And most of you have relatives down south somewhere, still live in the country, different things like that. And even if not, there are individuals that have land. I would suggest what you start doing is purchasing land or plots of land, acquiring skills of necessity, learning to be self-sustainable, and living without your oppressors, without their cities, their states, their so-called neighborhoods or ghettos, and go back to nature, what most of you call the country or country life. We overcomplicate things because we're overly attached. We're too emotionally attached to this white man's world and his vices. We're over emotionally attached to this parasitic system that we don't want to let go of. And that's part of the problem. We love their cities too much. We love their death styles. We love their death cultures. And we don't want to let go. We're in a toxic relationship with our oppressors. We're in an abusive relationship with ourselves because we've become addicted to our own destruction. And we become so stuck on stupid, which means to know better but pretend that you don't know better, that we run from progress. We stagnate our own progress because we like to play stupid. The solutions have been laid out a long time ago. You had plenty of scholars and individuals that came before me or others, or before my generation, and they laid out the blueprint. You had the Carter G. Woodsons, the Chancellor Williams, the Amos Wilsons, the Dr. John Henry Clarks, Marcus Garveys, of course, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X. Individuals, and even more recently, Dr. Claude Anderson. You know, you've had a lot of individuals that are telling you what the issues are, what the problem is, what the solutions are. So we know the solutions, we're knowledgeable, we're fully knowledgeable of the solutions, but the issue is applying the knowledge that we have to resolve the issue. We don't want to resolve the issue. We're romanticizing with our oppression. We have this romantic relationship with our oppression that we don't want to let go of. Give them back their cities. Give them back their states, their ghettos. Go back to nature. Go back to the country. Their cities were never for you. They were designed to destroy you anyway. They lured you from out of the country, from out of nature, to their toxic cities because they know how much you consume. So they use you as a top consumer base, feeding into their perversions, their fantasies, their illusions, giving it life, and also allowing it to grow. We start investing in our own oppression, and our oppression, or the state of our oppression, has grown. The influence of the oppressor has grown. But most of us, we don't see it. We can't look behind the pacifiers. You have to realize every time they give, they take. So when you feel that you've been given something, what's lost? See, every time they pacify you with something, give you a privilege, make you think that they have some type of humanity and want you to be equal or want to treat you good or do right by you, that's coming with a loss. you're going to lose something in the process. It's an exchange and not a fair one. You're giving your unity. For their privileges. See, we were unified, come together when we had struggle, when we had plight, when we had issues that we were all facing. So we had to come together and face these issues and deal with these issues. But once the pacifiers were put in place and the privileges were set forth, the unity dissolved. Because once they put the pacifiers in place, we had no reason to unify and come together anymore. Because most of us just had illusions of inclusion. We didn't want to burn the house down. We wanted to just be accepted into the house. We didn't want to do away with the oppressor. We just wanted to be accepted by the oppressor. We didn't want to do away with the oppressor's system. We just wanted to be accepted into the oppressor's system. So we fell for the illusion and fooled ourselves into leaving our land that came with resources, the wood, the bricks, the sticks, the water, everything that it took to create your own shelter, to aggregate or to produce your own food, the land fertile for agriculture. We gave all of this up to come to the city, to work for them, to go to school for them, to pay for the loans that we received from them to go to school for them, just to get more loans to try and buy a house from them that they own. So we gave up all the resources that we had that it takes to build shelter, to come to their city, to turn around and work and work and work and work and work ourselves to death, work ourselves to disease and dysfunction in order to be able to purchase bricks and sticks from our oppressors, which we already had, the bricks, the sticks, the land, and much more before we ran to their cities, thinking that the city life would be better. Sold on illusions, fame, illusions. We got to snap out of it. So again, if properly equipped, gentrification can be a good thing. We need to exit this from this parasitic system, all of its vices, all of its attractions, everything that's keeping us attached to it. We need to let go of. We need to give these oppressors back their bullshit. I keep saying this over and over again. And there are individuals that came before me and those that are still around that are saying this. But we choose to ignore taking action and resolving any issues. We just want to complain about the issues. We want to complain about wanting solutions to the problem, but we don't really want to apply the knowledge that we have to resolve or to solve any of the problems that we're facing. And this is the issue. It's not that we've lost the war or that we've lost the battle. It's that we're lost in war. We're lost in the battle. We don't know how to fight anymore. We don't know how to battle anymore. We keep trying to play the games of our enemies, and we wonder why there's no success, because their game isn't designed for you to win. As long as you attempt to play their game and win, you will lose. You have to flip the table on their game. Create your own way. Create something new. Create your own game. Master it and execute. You have to refine a reversal. A reverse to their game. So whatever they're doing, you have to reverse. You have to counter. As some say, fight fire with fire. The impossible is only impossible until it's made possible. We can't be so quick to accept defeat and loss and think that it's over and become hopeless. That is a beaten mentality, a loser's mentality. That is not a winner's mentality. We're making it more complicated than we need to. Discipline, determination, willpower. In order to resolve, in order to have solution, we must have those things. We have to have the discipline, the determination, the will to let go, to detach from this toxic system. It's no good for us. And if the system, this toxic system doesn't want you, it's trying to force you out, why are you trying to stay in a toxic system, in a toxic environment? Have we fell in love with filth? We become confused. We become lost. We've lost our way of life, which is our culture. The culture of our righteous ancestors. And I'm not saying all ancestors, because all ancestors weren't righteous. All of our ancestors weren't wise. Some of them were fools and were foolish. And a lot of us are the reincarnation of those foolish ancestors. And some are the reincarnations or the embodiment of those that were wise and that were strong and that were warriors and that were determined to revolt against the system and to be free and to free his people and to free the people. So we have to know ourselves and we have to know our enemy if we expect to have victory. Because to not know ourselves and to not know our enemy, there will be no victory. To know ourselves and not know our enemy, there will be no victory. To know our enemy and not know ourselves, there will be no victory. We have to know ourselves and our enemy, and we will see victory. We have to plan, plot, and strategize. We have to strategically counter every move that they make. Pay attention to their movements. Watch what they do, but don't necessarily move as they move or do as they do. Study them, observe them. Observe their strengths, their weaknesses. Look for counters and look for ways to penetrate their system. The same as if you were a boxer or an athlete and you were watching footage of a rival team or a boxer, someone that you're about to go up against. You watch their footage to see their movements, their ways, their actions. You find weaknesses, flaws, ways to counter their strengths, ways to reverse their execution of maneuvering, or ways to reverse the moves that they attempt to execute. So again, a lot of it requires focus, but a lot of us, we're having difficulty focusing because we're consumed by so many toxins and so many poisons, so many mind-altering chemicals. Part of it is the toxic city environments that we live in that we so don't want to depart from. We don't want to go to that clean country air, or to the cleanness or the purity of nature, void of all of these city toxins. No. We want to stay in pollution and be polluted, but then wonder why everything we touch turns toxic, or everything around us is toxic. Again, this is addiction to destruction. We have to want more to be more. So a lot of these issues that we're facing, they're only issues because we're overcomplicating them. And we don't want to take the obvious solution, which is to detach from. To gather and accumulate as many like-minded individuals as possible. And to have an exodus. See, because everyone isn't going to make it. Revolution is for everyone, but revolution isn't for everyone. Freedom is for everybody, but everybody isn't for freedom. So with that, we have to choose wisely. We can't continue to cast our jewels among swine and give our energy to those that aren't deserving of our efforts. If they don't want assistance, if they want to wait for a fairy tale entity or something supernatural to come and save them, if they want to rely on superstition, that's their choice. And it's also their choice to perish with this sinking ship, this system that everyone's grown to love so much, that everyone's fallen in love with. Well, it's time to fall out of love with it. It's time to stop loving it because it's toxic. It's not healthy. So we just have to stop overcomplicating things and just acquire the necessary skills of necessity to live a self-sustainable, independent life. Just acquiring these skills and just creating and building, and stop expecting the hand that pushed you down to give you a hand to help lift you back up. It's not going to happen. You have to separate. An exodus is needed and is well overdue. See, people are focusing on the biblical exodus. But again, like I said before, we need to focus more. They need to focus more on a literal exodus, because that is what's needed. So with that, family, I say wholeness, rise, and be greater.